Welcome to Deep Thought. Beauty is a currency. You know what? I had a very beautiful woman told me that one time. She was in the business of beauty, as a makeup artist. That beauty is indeed a currency. It's very important that, people who have it, people who are blessed with a beauty, understand that. And, I know somebody will say, well, what that has to do with deep thought? Well, remember, in deep thought, everything is deep. Everything got a deeper angle. Because I was thinking about, I was just at this hair show this past Saturday. And one of the big things was, a hair show. You're going to have some ladies on stage and maybe a few men showing off their their haircuts, their hairstyles, and all of that, right? And very beautiful young women. And judging from the reaction of the women, the men were attractive as well. So, it made me think about just the whole thing of beauty. Because one of the things I thought about, because, when I'm not doing much, I just look on the internet. I was looking at the modeling industry and everything. We all know about the runway models and everything and print models, but you also have something that is very important, and that's promotional models. And I was thinking about it because I say that whenever I start doing some events or something, and I got some ideas. It's all, I was like, I might need some promotional models. I might need some promotional models. And I was thinking about it. It was like, wow, Because one of the things with it is people, and this is why, the young woman told me that beauty is a currency. It actually brings money. It actually moves money around. People spend money for beauty. And it actually is a deeper aspect of spirituality. If you look in cultures that have a goddess of beauty, the ancient Kemetics, they would call that goddess Heteru. The Europe would call her Oshun. I believe the Nordic, Scandinavian spiritual past would call her Freya. The Greeks called her Aphrodite. But what it is an energy. It's an energy of beauty. It brings harmony. It makes people feel good. It draws people's attention. Understanding that, you actually understand a science of money. Beauty draws money. And on a deeper level, and I got to get permission to go deeper on this. And notice I said I got to get permission to go deeper. Let's just say I have a lot of deep stuff that some stuff I can't give y'all without asking first. But on a deeper level, money follows beauty. We can see it in the obvious way, where people will pay to, sleep with somebody who's physically attractive. But it's so many other things, like when I mentioned the promotional model thing. People, when people have trade shows, they'll get some models just to draw people to their to their booths or to their products or something like that. Because that's how we do. We're influenced by it. And I'm going to tell you how deep beauty is an influence. Even though it's kept real quiet, but there are a few seminaries that will actually teach that, they will actually have a course on teaching that a handsome minister will build a bigger following. Seriously, it is like ever since I learned that information from someone whose word I trusted, I would look at some churches and stuff, or some televangelists, and I'm like, wow. Now I know there's some exceptions, but if you really think about it, I notice a lot of mega churches is like, dude looks like a pimp or a model sometimes, But that's that currency thing. I mean, even on social media, think about, if you really look at it, the people who really make money are the men and women who, quite frankly, look the most physically attractive. If you really think about it, especially if it's from members of the opposite sex, and quite frankly, even members of the same sex. And it's a powerful thing because it actually moves money around. It compels people in a way. In fact, that's how some people. That's why in some cultures they can also see beauty as a curse, or if they see a beautiful person, they almost treat them like they're a pariah or something. Yeah, they admire the beauty, but they also know this person can influence people easily. There's a reason. I mean, there's a reason for it. I mean, think about restaurants and stuff like that hire for beauty. I was talking with a beautiful young woman I know, and she was saying how she worked at this place that, basically hired for beauty. And it's an interesting thing. It's, and I've even seen this sometimes in like regular retail stores. You're looking around, it's like, who's doing the hiring? But they bring in a lot of people in. Because beauty, in a way, is magnetic. It draws people to it without really doing anything. Like a rose is beautiful, but other than that, what function does it serve? It might smell good, but all flowers smell good. They're trying to draw bees. But that's the nature of beauty. It doesn't do much. But one of the things it draws to it is money, currency. It keeps things moving. Think about it. It's a powerful thing. It's a powerful thing because one of the things that's why sometimes I think even in like department stores or something like that, the makeup counter probably gets the most attention. And of course, in a society that tries to suppress sex but then uses it to sell everything from outdoor grills to toothpaste, it also draws people in. So it's a currency. It keeps things moving along. And it's in beauty, really, not just in people, but just in objects, cars, the designs, clothing styles, or, whatever can make a person look beautiful, because it is a power. It is a gift, really. A man or woman would actually be, if they are blessed with a beauty that most people consider appealing. Notice I say most people because nobody's 100% anything. But if someone is blessed with a beauty, that's a great power. That is a great power. I mean, somebody could actually, not even just for money, but let's just be real. A person, if they walking down the street and 5 average people say hi to them, they might be like, whatever. One average person say hi, one beautiful person say hi to them, that made their day. Might make them feel good, bring a smile. So it's a power, it's a currency. It's and it is very metaphysical. Because it's a deep thing. It influences you to do something. It changes you. It can be literally magic. Like I said, one of the most common things is to get people to buy stuff by having somebody beautiful model it, or, if someone beautiful asks you to do something that you normally wouldn't want to do, you might do it. It's a powerful thing. It keeps the economy flowing in like some very interesting ways. And like I said, many cultures that practice, the spiritual path, they would name the energy of it, the goddess of beauty and all of that. Think about it. Think about it. Think about any male or female listening. Think about how your reaction is to a beautiful person versus an ordinary looking person. It's a powerful thing. It's a currency. It makes money. It makes things happen. It's a magic to it. And it is what it is. I know some people will say, well, we shouldn't be focused on that outer thing. Well, it's there regardless of how we think about it. Now, of course, you still want to focus on the substance, but this is more about just really putting up beauty in consideration. especially beyond sex. It is kind of a power. It is a currency. So anyway, that's it for today. Give you something to think about. As always, keep rising and transforming. Peace.